Nia Anilicat. Hi Chris, I gotta ask. Not that I should expect anything to make sense in Scientology, however you said that Miscavige is basically getting rid of all auditors. If he really believes in Hubbard and all that clear the planet stuff, how is he supposed to accomplish that tiny task? And how is he supposed to get the deep, dark secrets of people if there is no way to audit it out of them? Sec checks are done by auditors too, are they not? And even if he gets everyone to redo all OT levels over and over again, they still need auditors, right? What is left of Scientology if you take away the auditing? Book sales and constant regging? Auditing seems to be one thing some ex-Scientologists say they actually felt good about in the cult. I've got to wonder if Miscavige is purposely destroying anything like that. I wonder if he has some odd disorder where he does not want anyone to be happy, just hounded. Any thoughts? Okay, well, first off, yeah, I am absolutely positive that Miscavige has maybe, some issues with people being happy. You think? So yeah, I don't think that's his, at the top of his list of priorities is making other people happy. But the point you bring up about, if he really believes in Hubbard and he's really trying to clear the planet, then why would he do this? That is a very key question. It is the contradiction that explains, for me, that Miscavige is not a believer in Scientology, does not want to clear the planet, does not care about Scientology's expansion. Because nobody who led Scientology would lead it in that direction if that's what they were trying to actually do, right? Because you can't clear the planet, you can't bring Scientology to the masses without thousands and thousands and thousands of auditors. And Miscavige talks a good talk, and always has, about making auditors. It's not, don't get me wrong, it's not like he stands on a stage and says we shouldn't have auditors. He says we gotta have lots of auditors, lots and lots of auditors. But he then goes and makes it impossible to become an auditor by throwing in all these roadblocks to the process of training an auditor. And he's been doing that since 1996. So that has led to a dwindling in the number of auditors that are around. Now, it's easier to become an auditor now than it was a few years ago, but it's still rough, it's still hard. And now, of course, Scientology has shrunk enormously. And one of the other things that's happened is that a lot of the services that Miscavige is putting out, like you said, well, what does it become? Constant, book sales and regging? Yes, that's exactly what Scientology has become. And the services that people are thrown back onto on this hamster wheel to nowhere are co-audit services. On the Purification Rundown, you don't need an auditor. And on those objective auditing, that people are encouraged to twin up one Scientologist with another, and they learn how to do some auditing on the objectives, which is really easy to do. How hard is it to tell somebody, look at that wall, walk over to that wall? I mean, that's pretty simple. And they co-audit each other, for hours and hours on this stuff. And it doesn't require a lot of training. You don't have to know how to use an e-meter and things like that. So that's what Scientology has kind of dwindled down to and dumbed down to. And people who have noticed this have been like, hey, this isn't the Scientology I came in, and this isn't how it's supposed to be, right? Because Hubbard, of course, talks about, hey, we got to have a lot of auditors if we're going to clear the planet. He meant to do it. Miscavige doesn't. He doesn't care. As long as Miscavige is taken care of personally, which he is, as long as he's got tons of money in the bank and all of his, needs accounted for, which he does, he doesn't care if Scientology expands or not. He doesn't care if, they clear the planet. That's not his game, and it never has been. He's all about him, and that's how it is. So he keeps stringing people along, with these promises, and they just keep believing him. But like I said, it's been shrinking because less and less people are believing in him. And as he has dismantled the ability to get new people in through Scientology's, toxic public relations actions, and by cutting off, the ability to make these auditors and get people practicing the actual practice of Scientology, he has ensured that it's going to continue to get smaller and smaller. He's not a really forward-thinking person. I don't know what to say about that. So that's kind of how that goes. And there you go.